all of my fellow Canadians. I'm not actually Canadian. I just feel like it. Happy July 1st. It's NHL Free Agency Day if you are into that, like I am. So I've been kind of glued to my hockey Twitter all day, hat on in honor of it. Probably talk about that towards the end of the stream. Um, we are going to go live for about an hour. I am again at a remote location. I will be back to normal on Wednesday, so I'm excited for that. What I want to talk about today is CPUs. I want to talk about a wide range of topics relating to CPUs, but the biggest one I want to talk about is, do you actually need to upgrade your CPUs? And I saw a few articles on Twitter, and I was talking to a few people on Twitter this morning, and that kind of is what gave me the idea for the stream. This article from Tom's Hardware that released over the weekend basically says overseas Ryzen 9000 CPU pre-orders shed light on potential MSRPs. Basically, it says let me make sure you guys can see this. Bear with me. I'm trying to make some of these a little smaller to make it easier to see. And by the way, if you guys are listening, we do podcast format, so you can listen, no problem. Anyway, potential MSRPs: 9950X for $707, Ryzen 9600X for $332. Now, the question is, if you own a Ryzen 5800X, a 5600X, maybe like a 12700K, or like even a 10900 or a 10850K, do you really need to upgrade your CPUs? If you're, if you're a gamer, if you're already maxing out your frame rates, do you need to upgrade? If you are big into productivity, why do you need to upgrade to a new CPU? It's interesting to me because I feel like we all upgrade needlessly. We don't always need to upgrade our hardware, but, it's hard to not get into FOMO, et cetera, et cetera. But, I think CPUs are different than GPUs, right? Because let's play with this example, right? Say you have one of the systems that I'm running is a 6900 XT and a 5800X, which was basically the brand newest of the new in 2020. But in 2024, is it showing its age? Well, the question is, it showing its age? Well, the answer is, for me at least, not really. Because as far as gaming goes, right, on a 5800X and a 6900 XT, which we'll see a video on in a few days. I'm in the process of editing it now. If you're maxing out frames at, say, 1440p on your 1440p monitor, do you need to upgrade? I mean, these new CPUs are exciting, right? A 9600X for $330, and I'm sure the benchmarks at 1080p are going to blow the 5800X out of the water, but what do you need it for, right? Why are you going to spend $330 on a 9600X if you say are even looking to upgrade your PC when you can go on Newegg and you can get a 5800X for 170 new, or a 5900X, or let's scroll down even further. What about can you get a 56? Let's look at a 5800X 3D. Maybe they have those new. I'm only going on Newegg because a lot of people like Newegg. I am not a fan of Newegg, personally. That's a little too much for my taste. Would be $346. That's too much. But if you go in the used market, let's see what you can find them for on eBay. Right? What can you find a 5800X 3D for on eBay? And I use one of these in my test bench all of the time. So let's look. Alright, so let's look at sold listings. Right? Let's see. 107. Nope, there's read. Something's wrong with it. $255 for an X3D on eBay. Let's see. For not 270. 250 again. So like you get basically a 5800X 3D for $250 versus a 9600X for $330. Now I know the 9600X is faster. Honestly, it's probably a decent bit faster. But is it fast enough to justify double the price tag? It's very interesting, right? I don't know. I think people who upgrade, I think a lot of people don't understand what they use their CPUs for. And I think a lot of people see shiny and they have to upgrade. Like, look at this right down here, right? Let's see. I'm looking at this Tom's Hardware article, right? And as far as gaming, we already know that this new generation probably isn't going to be faster than the 7800X 3D. Excuse me. Sorry, I've got a hoarse throat. Like, so why would you upgrade for gaming? You don't need to. But for productivity, if you have a 5900X or a 5950X, are you really going to want to upgrade? I mean, you already have everything you need and it works fine. Are you going to get more? Enough to justify, I don't know, let's say like a $700 price tag? And that's not including motherboard and RAM as well. As well, DDR5 is cheap. It's not that cheap yet. So it just got me thinking, like, I mean, and this is AMD. I mean, I don't like new Intel either. I mean, what does Newegg have the latest CPU, Intel CPU for? I mean, I don't know. The 13900K is, or the 14th generation is basically the 13th generation, and they cost so much. Let's type in Intel 14th gen. What do they cost? And I don't know much about 15th gen or 16th gen, but from what I've heard, it's not really exciting. Like $400 for a 14700K. Do you really need to upgrade from a 12700K for that much? DDR5 only, as far as I'm aware, too. Do you need a 14900K for $600? Right? Like, it's basically a 13900K. Which, if you have a 12 or 12900K, are you going to upgrade? Now, we all know 11th gen kind of was crap. But, I don't know, none of these things excite me, right? Like, CPUs have not been exciting for quite a bit. You know, I upgraded to the 7900. I upgraded to the 7800X 3D from the 5950X. If I didn't get it for borderline, like, if it didn't cost me basically like $200 to do the whole upgrade, I don't know if I would have did it, to be honest with you. Now, I got some gaming performance, but I lost performance in other tasks, and I've had some issues with it. You know, I don't know if I'm happy with it. Now I want to take a second to catch up to the chat. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sadie Sometimes, The Pirate, Zig Miner, Backwards Miner. Hey guys, what's going on? IoTap, what's going on, brother? And catching up on comments. The new 5950X has great silicon lottery. You can do 4 gig of hash at 1 volt. I don't know if you mean 7950X or if you want to clarify that. Backwards Miner says, really for CPUs, I think it's more of what it can support DDR4 versus DDR5 and the PCIe lanes. Also look at servers that come out and realize what you are looking forward to. That's a fair comment. But my counter to that is like most people who just use computers for basic computer stuff. What do you need your CPU for? Like let me put it this way, right? Are you doing productivity on your CPU? And is the CPU you have worth it? Like, say you're using your CPU for your job, and say you're using like a 3950X, right? Do you want to spend $1,000 to upgrade it to like a DDR5 system? I mean, for it to be worth it, right? It would have to save you a significant amount of time, and I'm sure it could, right? Because if you look at Cinebench numbers, they're probably really good. But can you justify that time versus the cost of upgrading the system? Or if you like it, is it worth it? Or like, are you a gamer, right? And you have like a 5600X or a 5800X, and you're maxing out your frames per second in your chosen resolution with your GPU. Why are you upgrading? At that point, you should look to buy a new monitor first, see where your shortcoming is, whether it's CPU or GPU, and then go from there, right? So, like, again, you don't need to buy a new CPU. Are you Are you opening up like 100 windows in Chrome and you say you have like a 5950X? Excuse me again. Jeez, my throat is hoarse. And you have a 5950X. What is a 79 or what is a 7950 or even a 9950X going to give you, right? Like, is it going to give you more Chrome windows? But if you already have all the Chrome windows you need, why do you need to upgrade? Let's see. Sadie sometimes says, gonna watch for a 7000 series CPU price drops. May wait till they fall. I don't know how much 7000 series is going to fall from here. I mean, we saw a huge decrease during the holidays. Like, that's when I upgraded to my 7800X 3D. And I thought, while I'm not the happiest with it, I am going to do a video on it. I thought it was okay because I can at least swap out to, say, the next generation when it's worth it, because I won't need to buy motherboard or RAM. Let's see. IOTEP says, motherboard cost for Rome Epic stink, but the chips are great. Well, there's another thing you have to consider, right? When you're buying CPUs, you're not just buying the CPU, you're buying the motherboard, you're buying the cooler, you're buying the RAM. So you got to take that all into consideration too, and I don't think people do that. And motherboards, I'll get into motherboards probably on another stream, but they're basically the biggest scam out there. Like, new motherboards, basically, like, to sell you on functions that they should come with on the baseline motherboards, it's garbage. I could go on a days-long rant for overpriced motherboards. Like, if we go on Newegg, right, and we search motherboards, and don't even get me started. And again, I don't like Newegg, but we're here, so we're talking about it, right? Like so let's look at motherboards, right? An MSI Z790 Gaming Pro, and then an MSI Z790 Tomahawk, all right? And they're both the same socket, right? LGA 1700. Why is this one 189 and the other one 300, right? Why do you need a $300 one? Excuse me. Like, all right, let's look at them real quick. Like, what is the difference between the two? Right? So say I'm buying a new PC and I'm like, well, why do I need this one? And you gotta scroll over to see this. Hold on, to see the specs. All right, so it has digital PWM meter, which they all should have. It has extra thick PCB. I don't know why you need that. PCIe steel armor. I don't know why you need any of that. Like, none of this is what you need, right? If you're just building an everyday use for gaming PCs, you don't really need 3 PCIe Generation 4 M.2 slots. Heck, dude, my gaming PC, which has a 4090 and a 7800X 3D, which is basically the best you can buy right now, I'm using PCIe Gen 3 M.2s. Like, why do you need Gen 4s, right? And like, all of these fancy schmancy AIO, not AIO, VRAM coolers and stuff, what do you need them for? If you're not going to overclock your PC, which most people don't because you don't really need to overclock anymore, what are you doing? Like, why would I buy that one? And this is the cheaper one, which has features that you don't even need, right? Let's go to the more expensive one. This one is $300. This one's probably even worse. Okay, so what does this give you? Okay, better power arrangement for VRAM. That's cool. Again, if you're going to put like a 12700K in this, or I'm sorry, like a 13700 or 14700K in this, you don't need that. Like, what do you need that for? Just make sure you have a good air cooler. You can use faster RAM. Most people don't even know. I don't even know how to overclock RAM. Most people don't know how to do that stuff. Why do you need it? You don't. PCIe 5.0. Ooh. PCIe 5.0. The 4090 can't even use PCIe 5.0. Blackwell is probably going to use PCIe 4.0. Who cares? This thing, PCIe 5.0, won't be relevant for 2 more years at the earliest. Who cares? Like, there's got to be a cheaper one, right? Let's see. Is there any cheaper ones? You have let's see, LGA 700 B760. That's $20 less. There's got to be cheaper. Okay, this one's 80, right? What is this one? It's DDR4, but so you can't use the latest 13th gen if you want it. Like, you should only spend $150, or like, I would say like max you should spend like $150 to $160 on a motherboard. And frankly, that is probably too much. If you have like, if you're running AM4 socket, right? Like if you were like say upgrading from 10850K or like a 8th or 9th gen Intel, AM4 socket, you can literally get good motherboards for $60. I bought a ton of them. Like, you don't need to spend a lot of money on motherboards. It just drives me nuts, guys. Catching up on the chat. Let's see. I am Coconut says, what's going on, everybody? Sorry, I had an unexpected visitor. One of the reasons I don't like streaming in this location. I'm a Coconut says, you don't need metal reinforcement around the PCIe slot. If you have a 4090, just get a support or vertically mount it. Exactly, right? Like if you have like a metal reinforcement slot, it's not going to help you from the GPU sagging or the CPU sagging. Like a 4090 with their giant coolers are literally like, what do they weigh? Like 40 pounds, or like not 40 pounds. They probably weigh like 10 or 15 pounds. I'm gonna weigh one when I pop mine out of my system, whenever that is. They weigh a lot, right? I don't know. Let's see if we can Google it. Weight of a 4090. Weight of a 4090 GPU. Let's see. Weight of a... How much does a 4090 weigh? 4.8 pounds. They weigh 5 pounds. That little tiny PCIe bracket thing right here, that's not going to support 5 pounds. You need a bracket. You need something, or it's not going to work. Let's see. Justin Thomas says, will a 4090 show no graphics black screen if PCIes are not plugged in? Justin Thomas, just I'd go ahead and YouTube that. I don't really answer troubleshooting questions on a live stream, but I appreciate you asking. I'm a Coconut says, I quite like ASRock at the lower pricing. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, ASRock doesn't have bad prices. Look, I'm not a fan of any company in particular. I just like lower priced CPUs and GPUs and motherboards, right? Like you don't, and half the BIOS options you get on these newer BIOS, you don't even need them. I'm about to do a video on a gaming PC that I'm very confident in its gaming abilities, and it's going to be running a B350, which was basically given to me for free. I think it was a B350 ASRock Pro 4, I think it's called. Yeah, this thing. Right here. This old dinosaur of a motherboard is going to be powering a new gaming PC that I build, and you watch the performance I get on it. And this, you could probably get one of these on eBay or used for like $40, maybe less. Now, granted, you have to do about 500 BIOS updates to get it to support AM5, which is super annoying. I'm going to be honest about that. But like, if you have to save money, right? Like, if you don't have the money to just buy the best and get it work, you're going to have to work. Like, you know, they say you either have time or money. And if you have money, you usually don't have time, and you can buy your way out of spending time on doing things. Like, you can do what Linus did in that video he just showed, where he bought a $5,000 PC. That was incredible. Or if you are broke, then you have to do research, you have to plan accordingly, and you have to get really creative, which, like I said, I will show you on this PC build I'm doing, where basically I'm going to build a 1440p gaming PC for the cost of, like, I think it's going to come out to $500. And we're talking the difference between $5,000 and $500. And we're going to do a comparison between this gaming PC I'm building and my test bench. And then we're going to do one also between my real computer as well. So we'll do a bunch of that. And Retro Tech Mike says, what if we neither have time nor money? Well, if you neither have time nor money, I've got a solution for you. You're going to go on eBay, right? If you have time nor money, you're going to go on eBay, okay? And then you're going to search this, right? If you go on eBay, you're going to search Dell Optiplex. You're going to search Dell Optiplex. And you're going to buy the cheapest Dell Optiplex that you can find, right? And then you're going to shove the cheapest RX 580 in it you can find. And then you're going to game on that. And you're going to be happy with it because you are broke and you don't have time. And that is the cheapest and fastest option to give you some kind of gaming performance. So how about that? How about that? There we go, right? Nobody has enough time or money. That's what you're doing. It's a Dell Optiplex. Now, back to my CPU rant, right? 9000 series is coming out. It's fun. It's cute. But, like, I don't know. Unless you want it for a specific reason, I don't think there's a reason to upgrade. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you should. Yusef Puff says, Retro Tech Mike, you can always shine shoes. Bet you probably make a decent amount of money shining shoes. Enough to buy a Dell Optiplex in a few days worth of work. But yeah, like the newest Ryzen, it has me more interested than the latest Intel. Especially from like a crypto mining perspective. I think in that instance, they might be pretty sweet CPU miners. But like as far as upgrading my main PC, I don't think I'm going to be upgrading from the 7800X3D yet. And then as far as like I'm actually building a new editing machine soon. I'm waiting for a 5950X to get sent to me, which is on my old PC. And honestly, if I had a 5950X on like a main editing PC right now, I don't think I'd upgrade either. I mean, you know, we'll have to wait for Cinebench scores to release and all of that stuff, but like, I don't know. I will say though that the X3D models being able to be overclocked to be able to squeeze some more gaming performance out of them might be kind of interesting, which means that you could pair like a gnarly, like a really, really strong cooler, like whether it's Air or AIO with them, and maybe not, and maybe squeeze like 5 to 10% more performance out of them, and hopefully not blowing them up. So that's kind of cool, right? Like, you know, it's definitely kind of exciting. I love how WCCF is using the 5800X3D right here on their pictures. But I'll put a link to this article after the stream. Let's see. Retro Tech Mike says, just looking around. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for staying. Thank you for everybody who's joining. Smash that like button. Again, this has been an impromptu stream. We've been going for about 30 minutes so far. It's been pretty fun. I'm been really, really enjoying it. We're gonna go till probably 2:15 to 2:30. It's gonna be a 45-minute to an hour-long stream because I didn't really feel like talking about crypto mining right now because there's not too much going on, and I just wanted to see what everybody is doing and with their CPUs, and I wanted to talk about that too. And I'm actually gonna make a poll. I want to see what you guys are doing. Like, are you guys upgrading your CPUs? Hold on. I got to find the window. I will say, streaming on a laptop is annoying. And, you'll be seeing this when I'm at CES and other conventions, too. Will you guys be upgrading your CPU this summer? CPU this year. We're going to put this year. Yes or no? Simple yes or no answer. I want to see what everybody says. Let's see. Yes, sir, on the B. Let's see. Sadie sometimes. 5800X3D in my personal. Let's tell it upgrade. Nothing wrong with the 5800X3D. It's in my test bench, and I wouldn't move it. So yeah, that's kind of it for my feelings on CPUs. Basically, I don't think most people need to upgrade. I don't think most people should upgrade. So, now that we've kind of touched on the main topic I want to talk about, I'm definitely open to moving to whatever the chat feels like talking about or whatever is suiting my fancy. RetroTech Mike says 5900 OEM is my favorite, but the non-X variant, 7900 non-X is good too, but I prefer the price to performance on the 3000 and 5000 series. Also, you probably can overclock the 5900 non-X to be a 5900X if it's anything like the 7900X versus the non-X, where you basically just overclock the non-X version to be better than the X version. So that's something that you can also do as well, which I find interesting. Let's see. So that, again, that's probably it on, my feelings on CPUs and whether or not you should upgrade them. As far as other things that I've been kind of messing around with today, I did a lot. I actually did a Caspa. I'll give you guys a sneak peek of tomorrow's video. My KS0 came in today, and I did do a sneak peek of the Caspa emissions, and I also, or I'm sorry, not a sneak peek. I did a chart for Caspa emissions on what I think is going on with it, and how much I think a KS0 Ultra could earn in a year. And then I also did some stuff on the 6900 XT as far as whether or not it's a good gaming GPU. And surprise, the gaming GPU is amazing. The 6900 XT as a gaming GPU is amazing. IOTEP says the big miner on Spectre fell off. Go get some Spectre now. That's cool. I'm sure Spectre prices are not too hot right now. I actually left my stuff on Zephyr, and I'm not disappointed with it. Maybe I should go look to get some Spectre. So what do you guys want to talk about? Do you guys want to talk about more gaming stuff, or do you want to talk about more mining stuff? You guys tell me, and we'll go from there. I will touch on my Caspa chart that I did while we're waiting. Just basically tell me if you want to keep doing gaming or you want to talk about mining stuff. So we're going to live coin watch real quick. I want to touch on Caspa's price. Let's see. All right, so we're on Caspa. I want to touch on Caspa's price real quick. It went to its all-time high at 19 cents, which was pretty cool, and we're floating at about 18 cents right now. What I wanted to talk about was I did some numbers for my KS0 Ultra review, which again will be up tomorrow, and basically predictions, right? Let's see. Predictions say that you'll get about 1,481 Caspa this year, give or take. Now, I really haven't taken the emission schedule into account, so probably a little less. So you'll be getting about was that one? I think it was 1,481. Which means you'll be getting about $270 at today's prices. Hold on. Catching up on chat real quick. What's up, Chris Hanley? IOTAP says 3900X is making $1.31 a day. Well, I guess I need to get off Zephyr and get on to Spectre. I guess I'll be doing that after I get off of this. I got to go find the miner and get it set up, but maybe that's what we'll be doing. So I'm missing the boat. I always miss the boat. It's kind of, sometimes it feels like it's hard to stay on top of things when you're traveling, when you're doing stuff with the family, etc., etc., etc. Always fun. But anyway, the math shows that you get about $269 at today's Caspa prices on a KS0 Ultra. So sneak peek for tomorrow's video. As far as what IOTEP said on Spectre, right? Let's go to hashrate.no and let's see what a 3900X is making right now. What is the most profitable thing? So it's showing Zephyr, which these numbers probably aren't correct because they're usually not correct. And it's showing that the 3900X is making, where are you, 3900X? It's probably close to the top. 3900X, why can't I seem to find it? 3900X is making 20 cents a day. Yeah, I should be moving these to IOTEP. What are you guys CPU mining right now? Are you guys mining anything interesting besides Spectre? Anybody else? Because if they're making $1.20 a day, I need to be moving my CPUs to Spectre right now. We're going to go for about another 15 to 20 minutes right now. CPU market seems to be doing okay, I guess. How is it compared to the GPU market? Wow, I think the CPUs are more profitable than the GPUs right now. That's pretty bad. Oh my goodness. Profits are in the gutter right now. Oof. Jesus, there's almost nothing that's profitable right now. Looks like Abel's doing okay. What what is the price of Zealous right now? We're let's see. I was just looking at hashrate.no, and the price of Zealous was, or the profitability is not looking too good right now. Jesus. Let's look for Zealous. What is Zealous doing? Zealous is kind of holding. Hopefully the hash rate has gone down a bit. Mining pool stats. You know, the favorite website I like to go to. What is Zealous's hash rate right now? Let's see. What is the hash rate of Zealous right now, guys? How screwed are we? Hash rate history. I mean, Zealous has gone, basically stayed the same. I don't know if this is right. I have no idea what the hash rate data is for Zealous. So I guess we're not finding anything. So let's see. IOTEP says 3900X does 10 kilohash. I'm off from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. because of summer electrical prices. Chris Hanley says I may move the 7700X to Spectre. Massless Ninja, I'm locked into Zealous with my solar farm now, low power. That's cool. Retrotech Mike says I'm on Versus. I know some don't like the aspects of the project, but I've been an advocate since 2019. FPGAs cover power. Yeah, my GPUs cover all my power cost. Chris Hanley says he actually got a 4-cent kilowatt hour reduction this month. You are lucky, and I am very jealous because my power rate's about to go up. I need to get off my bum and definitely look into Spectre. I'm on Zephyr and I keep mining Zephyr, right? Because I basically am getting like over a Zephyr per day. So I'm kind of like, it's not the worst. But if I go from making like $6 a day total, $5-6 a day total, to making like 10 to 12, I probably owe it to myself to do it. I just don't know. Let's see if we can find Spectre on here. Spectre. What's the token called? What's the token? Is it Spectre AI? Is this it? Someone tell me if this is the right one. Where can you trade it if this is it? I don't think this is it, because it doesn't even look like you can trade it anywhere. You're still at 15 cents, Chris Hanley. Oof. Backwards Miner says, I have my wallet and need to finish to size. That's all I've been doing for 2 years. Sadie sometimes says, rebuilding most of the farm this month. Most of it is off, couple on Zeph. Mine Spectre, sell it and buy Zeph. Well, yeah, that's true. I don't know, but if Spectre's really making that much, I might just mine it, sell it, and buy Bitcoin, honestly. I have a decent sized Zeph bag. I think I have like 46 Zephyr. No, I think I have like 70 Zephyr at this point, right? I think I have like 70, which isn't the worst bag. It's not a lot, but it's not nothing. And like, if Zephyr goes back up to say $45, that would be kind of cool, right? That would come out to like $3,000. So that would be kind of cool. Let's see. Retrotech Mike says, I am fortunate to have 5 cents power. That is awesome. Trashman, do you have the code for Spectre so I can look at it on Live Coin Watch? What's it? Or if it's even on Live Coin Watch, I'd be interested to see if I could find it. Zephyr's lost some steam though. It's down to 428. Man, sometimes I wonder if I should be buying and selling the dip on some of this stuff. Like, you just sell it, buy back in, sell it, buy back in, instead of just holding. I don't know. I'm honestly not really holding any projects right now. I'm basically holding, I'm basically taking any profits I have right now and just putting it into Bitcoin, because nothing looks good long term. I mean, and I know Bitcoin doesn't look good, but like, if we look at everything good right now, like Aletheum, for example, that was the project I went all in on, and I don't regret it, but like, we haven't heard any ASIC announcements, and it's just kind of holding, right? Now let's look at Conflux. That's a project I'm holding right now. Conflux is not doing the best. I mean, it's only down 20% in 30 days, I guess, which is a boom compared to all the other projects. Let's look at RXT. How bad is RXT doing? Radiant is down a lot. Radiant is down 40% in the last 30 days. I have like 950,000 Radiant, and it just keeps going down, down, down in value. I think I'm just going to ride this one to the end, but this was one that I regret holding a huge bag on. Trashman says it's on non-KYC. That's kind of annoying. I'm not the biggest fan of non-KYC. I kind of prefer like Trade Ogre and Xgigi. Let's see what other coins are people holding. People are holding Chlor. That's one that I'm actually still holding. How's Chlor doing? Chlor is down 23% in 30 days. I guess that's not the worst, all things considering. Another one was Nori. Another one was Nori that I was holding. XNA. I was mining that for a while. That's down 44% in the last 30 days. Jesus. Jock Miner says Spectre, 29 kilohash, 373 a day. That ain't bad. Massos Ninja, rub it in. He says he holds since my power is free. Sometimes I buy low and sell high, but mainly just holding until we get to the moon. Man, I'm not trying to sound depressed or anything, but like the moon seems really far away. Like it seems hard holding anything. What's Bitcoin at? And Bitcoin's rebounding a little bit. I should have bought some more at 6,000. I didn't. Still not too late to buy at 63 though. And what's ETH at? What are you at? Ethereum's actually holding pretty strong. Only down 8% in the last 30 days, which is pretty good, all things considering. Let's see. Elf bought me a lot of hardware. Yeah, no, listen. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with selling to buy hardware, right? Like, Caspa bought me hardware. Let's see. What bought me hardware? Last year, what bought me hardware? All of the Carlson pumps. Carlson bought me a lot of hardware. All those stupid meme coin pumps bought me hardware. Like, there's nothing wrong with selling profits to buy hardware. XNA is aiming to do AI edge compute with IoT devices. If they can accomplish that, they can do it well. That's good, because I got a big, giant XNA bag that I would love to dump. What's AI Power Grid doing? Power Grid. How's that? I dumped all that a long time ago. That made me some money. That's down a lot. Woo. Let's see. What's my favorite Carlson or Casper fork doing? I got rid of my bag on this. It's actually up 20% in the last 7 days, but down 34%. Oh my goodness. Oh, not looking like a good time to be a altcoin right now. That's for sure. Unless you're Caspa. Caspa is our Caspa is holding strong, guys. Let's see. Chris Hanley said Conflux had a decent pump recently. So Conflux is sweet, right? But like, where do you dump Conflux? If you're an American, right, where on earth can you get rid of Conflux at? I would love to know where you can get rid of Conflux. Maybe you have to get creative, but I don't see a place where, as an American, you can get rid of Conflux, which is really, really annoying. But, I mean, I guess what are you going to do? Let's see. Golden Wolf says, good morning from Seattle. What's up, dude? You came at the end, but you're not missing too much. The first half of the stream, we talked about CPUs and why you don't need to upgrade. And then we started talking about the cryptocurrency, how altcoins are doing. And how it seems like CPUs are doing a lot better than GPUs, because GPUs are hurting right now. CM170HX is still on top of the leaderboard, which is kind of funny. Actually, what is the price of Ergo right now? Let's see. And the CMP is making about 40 to 50 cents right now. So Ergo is at 96 cents. Oh, it's got a nice little rally, 8% today. It's not the worst. Now I have a huge Ergo bag, and I would like to dump that sometime. Chris Hanley says Simple Swap. I'll have to check out Simple Swap. I use Changely for some of my swaps. And I know Conflux isn't there. That's how I was getting rid of my Ergo for a while. And that was really helping. So, guys, I think we're only going to make this a 45-minute stream. I think I'm going to get out of here in five-ish minutes, give or take. I got some stuff I got to do. And I got a long drive tonight ahead of me. But I do want to tell you a few things about the channel real quick. So I want to talk about some cool things about my channel. So first thing I want to say that I'm excited about is we cracked 4K subs this past weekend. I want to thank Toasty Bros. Actually, you should give them a follow. They gave me a shout out in their last video, and I think that helped me put me over the edge. We're getting a lot more views on the channel, so I'm thankful for that. I know it feels like I'm fighting the algorithm doing a mix of gaming and mining content, but I don't want to be stuck anywhere, which would really kind of stink. I don't want to be stuck doing either just gaming or just mining, and I want to do what I enjoy. We got some new sponsors. Again, Crypto Miner Bros joined the sponsorship. Joined the channel as a sponsor. No, I can't speak right now, and I'm really appreciative of them. I've got my KS0 Ultra review coming out tomorrow. I've got my 6900 XT gaming review coming out in 2 days. Maybe I'll do a mining review on that too, since we're just talking about it. And I've got a lot of good content coming out in the next 2 weeks. So I'm really, really excited to share it with you guys. So make sure you like the channel. Make sure you sub. Make sure you share it with your friends, please. And make sure you give us a thumbs up. We're trying to push the algorithm. We need more. The algorithm needs to show us more love. So whether you're like gaming or mining, I've got some stuff coming up for you. We'll do the last 5 minutes. We'll do an AMA. If any of you have any questions or curious of anything, and if you don't have an AMA, I'm just going to kind of root through mining pool stats and see if we've got anything new that's worth mining with. Let's see. We have anything on? We got any new coins? I always like looking at the new coins that we haven't heard of. Let's see. We've got a new Ghost Rider coin. Those Zell Hash coins. Did Scoof ever get listed on an exchange? I know Zytex was a bomb. That was a complete waste of time. Binance has Scoof, maybe? I don't know. Did anybody ever make any money off Scoof? I haven't really messed with that. New Zell has coins. Corba bag? Man, Pyram Hash coins. Like a dime a dozen of them, right? There's BitMe, McKay Heavy Hash coin. This stuff is insane. So many of these coins are basically just worthless. And you basically have to be on it in like 10 seconds to make money. I think this is it. This is Spectre. I think this is the one that people are talking about. It's only on non-KYC and it's on Xbitron. I don't think I traded on Xbitron as it's only got $600 balance. I don't know. I don't know if I do that. Non-KYC is 20,000, so that's good. What actually is the balance of... So comparing that, right? Let's look at the balance of... what was that new coin? Let's compare Spectre's balance to like PubDag. What is... Or daily emissions, sorry. PubDag. 164,000. Wow. A crappy, shitty coin like PubDag has that much more emission than Spectre. But hey, if Spectre makes money, you make money. Let's see. I know someone trading PubDag all night. Well, that's cool. I mean, if you can make money off of it, good for you. What is that? What is it actually? What is the PubDag? Sorry, I gotta find it. It's PubDag. I mean, it's up 187% in the last 7 days. Down 38% in the last hour. I mean, you know what? Maybe what I'll start doing, right? Maybe I'll set stupid buy and sell orders to my $15 of PubDag, and maybe I'll just trade it and see how far I can go on that. Like, I'll just set random orders and see if I can turn that $15 into something, right? I don't know. That might be cute. Maybe, like, I know Modern Mining did a video on a trading bot. I'm not trying to get, like, a trading bot, but it would be interesting just seeing what you would do on your own. So I think that's it now, guys. I'm a little tired. It's been really busy here, and it's really hot where I am. So I think I'm going to call it now. Again, this stream we talked about CPUs for the first 30 minutes, or for the first 20 minutes, and whether or not you should upgrade or not. Short answer, I usually don't think most people should be upgrading. And then we kind of talked about crypto mining and just kind of looked at coin prices in general. So thanks a lot for hanging out on this stream. Now remember, guys, we do a podcast format, so if you miss this stream or if you miss any future streams, you can basically subscribe to this on YouTube Podcasts, and I'm going to try to share it on other places and see. And Chris Hanley said trading bot, and you should just go check out Modern Mining's latest video. He did something with a trading bot. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever mess around with one. Again, I kind of focus on hardware, and I like to keep it there. So that's it for me, guys. 45 minutes is good enough. I'm out. I will see you guys on Wednesday, and I will see you guys on Friday. Same. I don't know about same time, but I should have a preview of Wednesday's stream a lot earlier. Thanks again, guys. I don't think anybody else is streaming right now. If I see anybody, no, I don't see anybody. But smash that like button. Make sure you sub. Make sure you tell your friends. Thanks again for watching. I will see you guys on